Another amazing episode. Episode 3 was completely amazing in nearly every way. I think, seriously, the consistency within these past 3 episodes has been remarkable, and if it can continue this level of just detail and characterization and also development throughout the remaining episodes, this could possibly be a 10 out of 10 series for myself. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is our main character here. I mean, we're definitely going to be talking about Hiro, but I want to really kind of focus on the main character for a minute here. And something I really like is how they're handling this old man coming to terms with his new body, as he was diagnosed in the very first episode of stomach cancer, I think is what it was, and he was going to die very soon, and then he gets this amazing robotic body, and he can start saving people. But I like how they're handling his realization of what his body can and cannot do. I mean, the episode literally kicks off exactly where episode 2 ended, where Hiro's just like, who the hell is this guy? But he immediately gets out of there because he's thinking that maybe his gun just kind of malfunctioned, because he's like, maybe it's not working, maybe it has an issue, so he's just getting out of there because it's just not worth it at that point. But I like how, from what he's seeing from Hiro, he's starting to realize, well, he's the same as me, so if he can jetpack around, I probably can too, because in episode 2, he tries driving to save people, and I know some people, like, were trying to criticize that, like, why the hell would he drive? He has this amazing robotic body. He's this old guy who now doesn't really know what his body can and cannot do. So I like how they're handling his realization of, okay, so if he can jetpack around, I probably can too. And he's kind of using what he's seeing as kind of a way to kind of learn how he can help people. So when there is this fire that's going on, he's like, well, if he can jetpack, I probably can. And I just love how he actually is able to fly around, where he's like, I gotta think of something that will allow me to fly. He's like, Astro Boy. And he starts singing like the theme song, and I love how it's really building into his character, because if they just went the route of now he has a supercomputer in his mind and he can do whatever he wants to do, that wouldn't be that interesting, because you're just like, well, of course he's always gonna save the day. But focusing on an old man who doesn't know what he can and cannot do, and how if maybe he won't be able to figure out how to use his body in the right way to get to this person in time, that's what makes it very intriguing and why you want to root for this guy, because he's such an interesting and breath of fresh air character. Because this show really shows you the contrasting ideas between giving the same abilities to a rash teenager versus an old man who doesn't have many years left on his life. And I love the difference, because yes, there is some very bad old people out there, some very racist and despicable people. However, a lot of elderly people that you would talk to do kind of seem very caring in a lot of ways, so I like seeing how a superhero, so to speak, would be at an old age, and how he's very much about saving people and wanting the best for people, not taking credit, telling the people that he saved from that fire, don't tell the police about me, to make sure that people don't start asking him questions. But at the same time, he doesn't want recognition, he wants to help people, because all his life he obviously felt like he couldn't do anything, but now he has the ability that he can save people. To how the episode starts off, where Hiro pretty much heals the paper cut on his friend's finger, and that sets the stage of, okay, his body can actually heal people, and he talks about how he could even, like, possibly save cancer and things like that, which explains why he no longer has cancer himself. And I love how when the cat gets hit by the car, this then plays back to the beginning of the episode, where his body starts recognizing he can scan the cat's body and he heals him, and then he goes to the hospital. This is why I love this character, because he's so different from Hiro. Like, Hiro is a despicable person, but Hiro is an interesting person to follow with his mentality. He's completely wrong in what he's doing, but I love how you see the contrasting ideas between the two characters, and when you're focusing on this old man, you want to root for him, you want to see him justice for all, kicking these thugs' asses, and he doesn't know how to fight, so he's just kind of swinging his arms, but when his fist connects with those people, that's probably like a steamroller coming at him. I just love how well they're building onto his character. They're not jumping in like he knows how to master his body, he's building into it, but they're building into it at a very good pace. And the justice, this is justice porn, like 100%, but I love it. It is so interesting. But then when you focus on the Hiro stuff, at one point in the episode, you do kind of root for the guy, because he's taking care of the bullies. He literally is just grabbing him by the wrist, holding him down, more than likely broke his arm, or at least pretty much damage it, saying like, and he pretty much makes them act like a fool in front of the class, and seemingly takes care of the bullies. But then he takes it too far and ultimately kills him on the rooftop, and that's where you're, once again, you're just like, he's doing this the wrong way. In some ways you could say, well, these are despicable people and they're probably going to be despicable people their entire lives, so do they really deserve life? But that's not for us to decide. We have rules in this world for a reason. Murder is bad. Unless it's a very specific trial where it's like you're in a certain place in the world where the death penalty is there. You can't just take the laws of life into your own hands like that. And that's why I really like this show, is because it's so contrasting, where you have two literally the identical abilities in two separate people, an elderly man who is close to dying and a rash teenager who has no value for anyone other than his friends and family, and it's just so polar opposite, and you want to see Hiro get killed because Hiro does deserve death. This is a guy who absolutely does not deserve this ability, and he's taken this way too far, and I am very interested in seeing how ultimately he will get taken out. I've heard mixed things. Some people love how this ends and some people hate how it ends, but you know, we'll see where it goes. But so far, I'm just loving how polar opposite it is, but also how much time they're also focusing on Hiro. It's not just like we're focusing on the old man. It does feel like we're getting enough time for both of these characters. So when that showdown does come, we're going to have a connection. And I don't think anyone's going to want to root for Hiro. He's a despicable person. He goes into just a random house because he hears a dog barking and murders their family, almost killing kids. He's a horrible and despicable person, but he's fascinating to watch and definitely deserves to be taken out. I mean, I just love how MAPPA is just going in over these past few years. They're really becoming one of the best studios out there, and you could maybe even argue they are the best studio right now, with so many studios that they've been opening up and so many new projects, taking interesting ideas. Hell, they're even doing Banana Fish, I think, next year, which, who the hell thought Banana Fish was gonna get an anime? This is such a good anime. I just love it. I love how they use 3D in this show. Can't wait to see where they're gonna go. Let me know your thoughts. What do you think of episode 3 and how excited are you for episode 4? Let me know your thoughts. And before you leave, smack that like button, share your support. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. So until next time, everyone, please take care and have a good one.